Okay, I'm sitting outside of Prime Restaurant Barbershop right now. It's a Monday. It's supposed to be my day off, but we don't really get a day off until we get to where we want to be. As far as the barbering goes, yeah, the day off. I'm off from cutting hair. I'm not cutting hair today. But I was sitting around and I was thinking while I'm fielding like a lot of questions and comments concerning some of the things that, we doing. Most of them positive. All of them are useful. All the comments are useful because people actually mention some things that they might not understand, or they ask some questions that they really want to know. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as we concerned, it's our obligation to answer most of those questions as openly and honestly as we can, which is openly and honestly. So right now, the main thing that's been coming up is I've been hearing people ask the question of how do they have a restaurant inside of a barbershop? That's a legitimate question. That's really a legitimate question because, see, you don't know how many people told me when I first started thinking about this concept and I started actually talking to people and bringing this, and trying to share my idea, get kind of feedback. You don't know how many people told me, no, man, you can't do that. You can't open a barbershop. You can't open a restaurant in the same place as you open a barbershop. Well, we did it. And that's because a lot of the people, saying that, no disrespect to them, a lot of the people that were saying that don't really know the laws and know the rules and know how to go about setting up this kind of business, like really anywhere. You just hear hair and food and that's taboo. Yes, that is taboo because it's always been. But there was still a legal way to get this done. And this is what we did. We got it done and researched the rules, the regulations, asked the right people the right kind of questions, and followed those rules and those answers. I followed them to the letter, and we were able to open up a restaurant that is, I don't want to say the word sanctioned, but it's legal in the state of Delaware. We have our approval, our letter of approval hanging up on the wall for you to see that we are a real restaurant. Serve Safe certified and all of that. I'm Serve Safe certified. There are a lot of other things that, that go into it. And according to the state of Delaware, we have met all of those requirements. So what I'm gonna do from this point with this video is I'm just gonna give you a brief little walkthrough. The people that have not been in here, the people that may have questions about it, I'm gonna give you a walkthrough and, try to tell you a little bit about how we did this and how we are doing this now. Okay, so the first thing is the lobby. Well, not the lobby, a little dining area. It's a small dining area. This is where we actually serve the food. And this is our kitchen, straight in the back. Now, some key things that I want to show y'all real quick. But before I get into that, this right here is our seal of approval from the state of Delaware. This is our permit to operate. So if there are any questions about that, you can ask the state if we're legitimate. But what we had to do, all of this area, even our kitchen, all of this area, when we got this building, we first moved into this building, was filled with just barbers. We had barbers, everything. So what we did was we actually split the building in half. That's my sister. This door right here was not here. This was a door that we actually installed to separate the two businesses inside this, within the same building. So I'm gonna walk through that door just to show you, give you an idea of the little buffer zone we created between the restaurant and the barbershop. That's our front entrance before we go. But going back through this door, before you even get to the barbershop, you have this hallway to walk down. And when you walk down this hallway, this is our buffer zone. This is where the barbershop is. And the barbershop is actually located, that's my daughter's sign. The barbershop is actually located in a room down the hall, separated by this door. So what we do as a part of our process, we, first of all, as we sweep, we make sure that there is as little hair on the floor as possible, because we don't want that hair to get tracked out into the barbershop. So, I mean, after each customer, we're sweeping up and picking up the hair. This is another room. This is where our stylist, our loctician is. She's back. She's in the very back of the building. And this is actually the second separate entrance that was created so that we'll have an entrance to the barbershop. So what we have to do though, we can use this now, but before we can enforce strict use of this door, we have to pave this ground all the way around the side of this building. And that's what we're in the process of getting done now. We're working on that now, because when it gets rainy, we can't ask people who might have on flip-flops or nice pair of shoes. We can't ask them to walk in this grass and this mud. So for now, you're allowed to come in that front door. But before you head back up to the restaurant, you gotta go through this hall. But before you even get to this hall, we ask each and every last one of our customers to make sure that they're completely free of any hair, and to just check their feet, their shoes, to make sure they're not tracking any hair out. And we have this long hallway as a buffer zone. So normally if there's any hair on anyone's shoes, it gets caught on this carpet before they get into this barbershop. And then what we do is we make sure we come out here and we keep this carpet clean. We keep this floor clean. We sweep this hair up. So fortunately for us, we have not had an issue with hair being in the barbershop. So that's pretty much the rundown of how we got the barbershop set up and how we actually were able to open a restaurant inside the same building, inside the same location as the barbershop. We simply split the building in half. That's what we did. So I'll be back with a couple of other questions and concerns and comments to address later. Thank you. Okay, so that's how we laid out inside. And I hope that explains enough to people. But just in case it doesn't, I want to use an analogy, a comparison. When we think about like little strip malls, most of those strip malls are just one building. One building built all the way around the whole mall. And then it's just sectioned off by walls and doors. There's usually, or you will find, a hair salon in that strip mall, and then maybe a couple buildings over you'll find a restaurant in that strip mall. They're under the same, technically they are real, no, literally, they are in the same building. Well, we're in the same building. We're separated by walls and doors. So it's on a smaller scale, but at the same time, that's what we've done. We've done the same thing that they do at strip malls. We've done that. They've been doing that for years. So a lot of people understand that, you hear cafe and barbershop, and you hear that, and oh, hair, this and that. Yeah, well, that would only be a problem if you were in the middle of the barbershop and you decided to put a stove right in the middle of the floor. We didn't do that at all. We didn't do that at all. We don't do that because I don't want to eat here either, but I eat here. My family eat here. My kids eat here. Everybody eats here because we've done it right. And that's what we had to do as business people. You know, we use the wrong examples. You know, yeah, I've heard of a couple of shops that got shut down years ago because they were cooking food in there. So I know I'm not the only person that heard that, and that becomes taboo. But if you do things that way, then that's what's going to happen. The end result, you're going to get shut down. But if you do things right, research, find out how to do it, you understand that it wasn't as hard as we have made it. So I hope that clarifies things, and I hope that, you know, for the people that may be a little hesitant, I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. Even if it doesn't change your mind, I hope it makes you feel a little bit better. But I'm going to continue to do things like this, be open and honest about how we're doing things and how we're accomplishing it.